Welcome, everybody, to another Talk with the Titans, live from London, UK, all the way to the US of A and worldwide. I'm your host, Callum L, and this is Talk with the Titans with a little Kemetic class mix into it as well. So, you already know what we've got going on today. We've got my good brother Asar M. Kha going into the mysteries of ancient Egypt, Kemet. We're going into the underworld, baby. So, without much further ado, I know in the UK it's a late one for us. It's over after midnight. You guys in the US, it's prime time for you. But let's get it in. Let me get my brother on here right now, and let's get it, baby.
Sanat Ankwas the Jet Uncle Johnson. Dua Henu for listening. It's your brother Saram Ka with Saber Kalam L in the building. And tonight we're gonna go over some of the prayers, some of the prayer texts. You can see me, I'm in the house chilling. I got the suits on the door, hang drying. They don't go on my dryer. Not my tan cotton Cuban suits, so you know what it is, but without further ado, this is what we come to do. This is going to be a short drive-by tonight because I know the UK is asleep. I know y'all sleeping. And that don't mean you get to miss out on the information. That means in the morning, if you fall asleep, you make sure you click the button and you check it out again. You know how we do. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's get you acquainted with some of the prayers, some of the text for the prayers. Yeah, oh man, brother Terry Smith. Before I even share my screen, before we even share the screen, a couple things that you guys should know concerning. Everybody hops into what we call the Dihatep Nesut, which is an offering that the king gives. A lot of people don't even know to open the door first. If you're in ancient times, right now you're standing in front of the Per Ankh. That's the house of life. When you enter the Per Ankh, you say something and you do something. So you either light a match or you light the lamp. Let's say the ancient words for lighting the lamp. This, I believe, is pyramid text 99 to 269 or something. I forget, but it's there, and it says Setet. It's called the Setet Teka, lighting the lamp, and we say Di Sijet Weben Sijet, and that comes from the pyramid text, which says, let the fire be set, let the fire rise. That's the first thing we do. Then we go to the seal on the door. When we go to the seal on the door, this is nasty, but it's made of a baboon's pelvic bone. And so they say, slide that bone back. For some reason, I guess that it was it was difficult to break. So they would seal it with that and a mud seal. So you say, Nekeb Keb Kwan Witesh. Nekeb Keb Kwan Witesh. It's bolt slid back. Okay? So we're sliding the bolt back so we can get into the Per Ankh, the house of life. Then, Senek Keb Keb Nik Zuweru. I'm going to say it again. Senek Keb Keb Nik Zuweru. The great bolts are made, drawn for you. So they're drawn back. We're pulling the bolts back so we can enter the Per Ankh. Then we want to say, Winnie Nigzaem, Zerwi Kasefwi, Rek Wet. For you is open the bolt from the gate which keeps out the people. What people are we keeping out? What are we keeping the Per Ankh safe from? Let's find out. It says, Winig Zaem Zerwi Kasef Chenu, the Chenahu. Open the door bolt of the gate which keeps Libya out. I'm going to say it again. When Nick Zaem Zerwi Kasefu Chenu. Open the door bolt of the gate which keeps Libya out. Who else is it keeping out? Who else did the ancient Ramech have problems with? It says, Winek Zaem Zerawi Kasefu Feneku. So not just the Chenu, but the feneku. May you open the doorbolt of the gate which keeps out the feneku. Some people translate feneku as Asiatics, but we'd have to dig and see what feneku means. That's not important right now. Let's go a little further. Senek keb keb. Ooh, Nick Zoo. The doorbolts are drawn for you. After that, you'll enter. You will kiss the floor and you will raise your arms in praise of Necha. This is called kissing the earth. Ra eni redi et horhet de jed medu enej. Enejorak amen ra. You know what that means. I seek your face, amen ra. Neb Nesu, Lord of Nesutawi, Lord King of the Two Lands. Manchu. Before I start to show this, we go through the process correctly. Okay. Horsetek waret retini horheti in senejek senejku in shefek hepet ni geb geb. So right now we're giving utterance and prostration recitations. Praise to you, Amen Ra, Lord of the thrones of the two lands, enduring upon your great throne. I place myself upon my belly because of fear of you, being afraid because of awe of you. Geb embraces Sekhet-Aaru for me, and she causes me to be great. I will not succumb to the terror of this day. Now we're in the building.
Real quickly, brother, just in case you are sharing your screen, we're not
I'm
seeing
not.
anything shared.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay,
what I was
cool.
saying. I'm not sharing yet. Before we share, we're going through the process. But yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
In just a second, we'll start to share. You would do your complete rollover on your stomach. Then you would approach the necha. You would say a few things concerning approaching the necha, but I'm not going to go to those. We're not going to go to all of those. Now, let's get into what we call the Dihetep Nesu. Now I'm going to start to share my screen here. Let me see. Let's go to the Stele of Pepe to begin our work. First, I want you to see it.
And family
Hey,
tree,
brother.
come on, you already know what I'm asking you guys to do. I need you guys to hit up the like button, let everybody know that's a late night session right now, live with our brother Asar M. Carr from the, from the other side of the pond. Oh man, let's get it, baby.
So let me go to, where is it at? There he is, right there. Let's share it. So this is the overseer Pepe. This is our brother here. And you can already see from this first half, we've done most of this. This here,
Can you
let me
can
blow
you
it
blow it
up
up a
some.
little? Yeah, blow it up a little bit.
Yeah. Is that big enough?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go
that's
a couple
perfect.
more. So right here you got Nesut Hetep D Asar. Kinti Amintet. Necha'a Neb so and so. So we're already starting. This is the Stella. When you pass away, if you're good, if you're righteous, if you're Ma'akeru, true of voice, one of these is probably made for you in ancient times. So we've got our first line right here. What I'm gonna do though, as opposed to doing that, let's go to some English so you can read it with me. Before we get to that, you see this offering table here with the goodies on it. He's got food and all this stuff. Let's talk about the offering table for 2 seconds. Let me know if it switches screens when I do it, Saber. Let me see. Oh, that's the other stuff. Let me see. Yeah, let's
So
go here.
waiting. Let me just show some honors to Ra Khufu. Salute to you for tuning in.
So it's not sharing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop share and reshare. Share screen. Let's go there. Hello. So right before we get busy, let's go over a couple things so you understand them. Um, what your goal is in life when you pass away is to become a revered ancestor, an active being. So when we look at our brother Nebseni, his papyrus, we notice something. It's called the Sekhet-Hetep. What is that? Sekhet is literally like field. Hetep is peace. And when you go to the Sekhet-Hetep Pet, that's the peaceful place in heaven. Let's read a few things real quick so you understand. It says here, we'll start here. Nebseni is made to say to the god, to the Necha of Sekhet-Hetep, the, the field of peace, let me be rewarded with my fields, O Hetep, but do you according to your will, O Lord of the winds, basically speaking to Shu. I'm going to blow this up some. Let me bring it back just a tad. There you go. This petition reveals a frame of mind which recognizes submissively the omnipotence of the Necharu, the gods' will. And the words, do you according to your will, are no doubt the equivalent of those which men of all nations and in every age have prayed. Thy will be done, thy kingdom come, all that stuff. So you see where the concept originates from. The description of the pictures of Sekhet-Hetep, field of peace, given above, make it evident that the views expressed in the papyrus of Nebseni differ in some important details from those which we find in the papyrus of Ani. But whether this difference is due to some general, let's go down some. We'll read first, and we'll come back to that picture. Basically saying due to some location in ancient Egypt, because I grabbed the other book. But let's look at the Sekhet-Hetep for a minute. We got a lot of Medu Neter in here. You've got the stairs which lead to the field of heavens, which is built by incense. We read that in the Horus text. But here it says Sekhet-Hetep, showing the Sekhet-Aaru with the magical boat and flight of the steps, the birthplace of the gods. This is the birthplace of the gods. From the inner coffin of Kuatep, the British Museum, number 30,840. Our brother Kalam can go see that. We cannot. We got to get on the plane. As we go further down, look at the field itself. This is the Sekhet-Hetep, showing the Sekhet-Aaru. Sekhet-Aaru means field of reeds. And the magical boat, they keep talking about this is the Sekhet boat, right? The 9 lakes, the birthplace of the gods. So the you see this table right here? This is a field, right? This shape is the shape of the Hotep sign. And it's also the shape of the offering table. It's in the shape of the birthplace of the gods, because you give your offering to the gods. And you can see right here, this is the field they're talking about in the sky. This is the boat that would take you there here. And this is the form of peace right here. This is the sign. It looks just like the Hotep sign. It looks just like the offering table. What is this place again? The birthplace of the gods. And this is on the outer coffin of Sen's, the brother Sen's coffin in the British Museum. That's number 30,841 if you want to go get the primary resources. Now, right before I move to the Dihatep Nasu, I'm just going to tell you a couple things concerning from the pyramid text. This way you start to get the understanding of the who, how, why, and what you do things for, right? Because a lot of people that come on here, we showing you Medu Neter. A lot of you don't know Medu Neter. You don't know what's going on. I'm giving you an explanation of what's going on. Right in here, we have utterances in our pyramid text. Okay? If you have the pyramid text online, you can read along. But when you follow the king's journey, there's something we can do. We can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to become an Aku, right? And so I'm going to take you to the Dihetep Nesu while I read this out so you can get a head start real quick. I want you to get a head start. Where is it at? We'll go to this one first. We'll look at a few of them tonight. Where's my share at? Here's my share. So first I'm going to take you to the offering formula. Hold that thought. Look at this, study this, listen to what I'm saying. See that Hetep sign right there? That's the one. That's the one. Let's go further though. Let's look at utterance. We're going to go into the pyramid text, right? Let's read something about the king. Utterance 431 in the pyramid text. Listen with your ears. Understand what's going on. They're talking about Nut. It says, you are violent, moving about in your mother's womb in your name of Nut. You are the daughter, mighty in her mother, who appeared as a bee. Make the king a spirit within yourself. He has not died. Utterance 432, it says, O great one who came into being in the sky, you have achieved power, you have achieved strength, and filled every place with your beauty. The entire land is yours. Take possession of it. You have enclosed the earth and all things within your embrace, and you have set the king as an imperishable star who is within you. So when we talk about the imperishable stars, we're talking about the ancestors. He's becoming an ancestor within Nut, his mother. I'm going to read a little further. It says, I have made you fruitful by means of Geb in your name of sky. I have joined the entire land to you everywhere. Everywhere. Let's go to a totally different verse. Let's go to Utterance 461. This is when the king becomes a star. It says, and this is Utterance 461 again, pyramid text. Listen, it says, O king, may you ascend as the morning star. May you be rolled as the lake dweller. May those who are in the abyss be afraid of you. May you give orders to the spirits. Aset cries out to you. Nebuchadnezzar calls out to you. The great mooring post removes any impediment for you, as for Ausar in his suffering. O you of the abyss, O you of the abyss, beware of the great lake. Sit on this your iron throne, give commands to those whose seats are hidden. The doors of the sky are open for you. The doors of the firmament are thrown up open for you, that you travel by boat to the field of rushes. We just talked about that field, didn't we? We just covered it. The king is on his way to that field. You would be on your way to that field. That is the purpose in these texts. It says, that you may cultivate barley, that you may reap emmer, and prepare your sustenance therefrom like Horus, the son of Atum. O king, mighty in waking and great in sleeping, for whom sweetness is sweet, raise yourself, O king, you have not died. So the thought of transformation is there. If you read further, anybody who has the pyramid text that's following at the house, you see it says the king becomes a star. And it goes further. And it tells you where that star is, doesn't it? We're going to read that one, then we're going to get to the Dihetep Nesu. It says, O king, you are this great star, the companion of Orion. Who is Orion in the sky? They call it Sia in the ancient Egyptian text, and now they call it Osiris, and they call him Orion now, usually holding the lion. The location where I told you the doo-wop was, huh? It says, the companion of Orion, who traverses the sky with Orion, who navigates the Dua with Ausar, says Osiris. You ascend from the east of the sky, being renewed at your due season and rejuvenated at your due time. The sky has borne you with Orion. The year has put a fillet on you with Osiris. Hands have been given to you. The dance has gone down to you. A food offering is given to you. The great mooring post cries out to you as Osiris in his suffering. O king, navigate and arrive, but beware of the great lake. Utterance 466. The king becomes a star. Now, we know where the Dua is at in the sky. We don't have to guess. The text tells you exactly where it's at, doesn't it? We all know what Orion is. We know where it's located. It said the eastern portion of the sky. It told you everything. So we're clear. Now, let's get to the prayer. Let's get to the prayer a little bit. And let's talk about the Dihatep Nisu. We have this text, but we also have, where's our other text? Is that the one? That's not the one. I was looking for that one you gave me the other day. Here it is. I'm right on it. So let's go to the Hetep D Nisu real quick. Let me unshare and reshare again. We'll unshare. We'll stop the screen share. Then I'm going to reshare again. Let me do it again. I'm going to take you to a different one. Let's go here. Let's go to the text of Pepe. This way you can start to get the understanding. So here's his Stele above us, right? All the good stuff. Let's go through it. It would start from this side over here, right? From left to right. But when we look at the Stele, it starts over here from right to left, doesn't it? The words are the same. Nisud, Hetep, D, all that stuff, right? So let's go over it just so you have it. So here, this is called honorific transposition because we start with the Hetep in the middle as opposed to starting with this Nisu plant right here, right? So we go Hetep, then we go to the right, we say D, and then we come all the way back to the front and say Nisut. And you can see the reading. It says Hetep, D, Nisut. Then right here we have the I, and we have a Necha with the Ankh on his knee. It says Usir. Here, this sign here is for Kenti. And you can see it comes out NT at the end. Kenti. Kenti. And this here is the location. This is a location in the sky. Imintiu. That's one of the locations in the sky. Here is the Ah. So this translation is a little bit different than what's here. This is Ah, and this is Necha Ah, Neb, what have you. Now they get this part right, but they left that part out. So this is Necha Ah, Necha Ah, as you see here, and then it says Neb, Lord. This here is the symbol for Abju, for Abydos, and here's the location here. Abju. Here we've got Wep, Wawet. These here. Section with the horns. I'm going to blow it up a little bit so you can see a little better. There you go. Neb, Ta, Desher, which is another location. And you see Neb, Ta, Desher, but Neb is here. Ta is the land here. And it's got strokes under it for either roadways or for water. If it's Desher, it's probably for roadways. And here, Desher is the location. Let's read it in English. A is not actually there, but they put that for an English translation to make it easier for you. A royal offering of Osiris, foremost of Westerners, great god, lord of Abydos, and of Wet, lord of the sacred land. That's the Disher, the sacred land. Abju, Abydos. So now you can start to understand. Let's go down further. Here we've got D, Sini, Poret, which is this house here, Keru, Poret Keru, Et Hinket. So they're talking about the food here, which is the offering. They're talking about the Ka'u, which is here, and the Apeju, which is the duck. Duck is good. Then it goes Chasseur Minket. After the Chasseur Minket, it goes into Senecher, which is here. You can see it spelled here. Senecher. NTCHR. Right there. There's our mouth. Mirhet. And this here is a determiner at the end of these words here. This is mir. You got the hoe that plows the land. You have the R for the mouth. Mir. Here's our H, our tethering rope, and here's our bread loaf. Mirhet. You got strokes so that it breaks up that sentence after that. Then we go to this right here. This K is a placenta and the bread loaf, which is Ket. The basket is Neb. So we go Ket Neb. And it's actually Ket Nebet. And then we go Neferet. Neferet. Wab, to be pure. T, Wabet. And then here goes our offering table. Hetep. Pet. Het. Pet. Hetepet. Now, let's read that. Giving an invocation, offering of bread and beer. That was over here. It's bread and beer. Our hinket, so offering. Cattle and fowl. So you have cattle and fowl right here, which we covered, the ka'u and the apeju. But you know what we don't seem to see? This bread and this beer, do we? We just have hinket, which is an offering. But where's the actual offering of the bread and the beer? It didn't have to be said here, and they didn't put it in the translation, but it's understood. Cattle and fowl, linen and clothing. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you see where it says Sekhet-Aaru?
Yeah.
The bread is underneath the first on the left is the
It's
tea,
here.
and it's the tea, and then the beer is the
It's
henket,
here.
which is on the right. Yeah.
Well, it's an offering though, because henket is offering.
Yeah.
So
Henket
they don't actually spell out the bread and the beer. Yeah.
No. I'm
They
saying
just
that the
say
tea.
henket. Right.
No, the tea is the bread, and then the
Yeah.
henket is also beer. It means beer as
Right
well.
here. But look at
it
here.
means-
They say a bread and beer. When it's paret henket is an offering. The ka'u and the apeju are shown. You see the ka'u. We know what ka'u is. That's the cattle. Apeju is your duck. These are kind of, they say henket, but you also have a henket offering, but it's not shown as bread and beer. It's just shown as an offering. Okay. So they don't actually spell these out, even though it makes the symbol. But here's the paret. Here is this house, and this stroke is the T. So they don't actually say these two, but we come to recognize it as they do. Remember me, you, and Smash was talking about that the other day?
Sugar. It's so late, It's late for me. Can't remember nothing. Can't remember my own name.
uh, linen and clothing. So over here we got the myrrh, the incense and the oil. Every good neferet, pure wabet, and satisfying thing. Hotep. When it's in peace, is satisfying. Hotepet. So this is our offering. This is what we're offering to Ausar. Remember what the first part said. Now let's go here. This is in, this is ka, this is in. This is emi, keju. This is the nehi bird. Nehi, this is our yi, our two y's, our reed leaves. Pata. Here's right here with this door bolt. Sek with the weaved basket, the mouth of Ra, and the Seker. In, we've got two doors here, P and P, Pep, and then we've got one reed leaf, E, Pepe. So let's read that again. In cotton, Imi, Keju, which is, you see him here, and you see the three strokes making it plural. You have the Nehi bird. You have the two Y's, which are the two reed leaves which make the Y. Then you have Pata, and then you have Seker. Then you have In, Pepe. For the Ka, the spirit of the overseer of potters, Nehi Pata Seker In Pepe. That's his name. What is he? What is our brother Pepe? He's Ma'a Keru. He's justified. He's messing. Remember, when you hear mess, it's always to be born, to be, reborn, what have you. Rameses, Ramses, that should ring a bell. Messes, mess, in, of, nebet, per, iti. Born of the house. Who's he born of the house of? Ma'at keru. Mistress itet, justified, or true of voice, if you will. So when we read it, we've got for the ka of the overseer of potters, nehi pata seker in pepi, justified, born of the house of mistress itit, justified, or true of voice again. Let's go down here a little bit further and we'll end it out on these last two lines. Zaef, his son, which you usually hear Sa, right? Erdidi, which is over here. You see that? Let me explain this a little further. This is the Sa, and then you see the F for his. It shows that it's related to his son. And then here we've got Erdidi. So his son Radedi, and he's Ma'at. Ma'at, you see it's pointed up, not sideways as you might usually see it. Ma'at Keru. What is that? True of voice or justified. Then we go to the second one. It looks just like this one over here, doesn't it? Except for it's got the F under it immediately. We don't need the second showing of it. It just shows it directly, the whole thing together. So this here is Saef, and some people don't pronounce the F. They just will say Sa, his son, because they know they're reading it. And then here we have it, E. And then we go here. You see E is him, and it's these two reed leaves. So Sa, E, I, him, and the two Y's, or the two reed leaves make the Y. Then we go here to the Ma'ah symbol, with the T. So it's Ma'at Kheru, true voice again, or justified, if you will, right? Then we go here again. Sat. Notice there's a T this time. So that changes this right here from a him, this right here from a him, to a daughter. So now we're talking about a female. Sat F, which means his, but Sat is the female. The F means that it belongs to him. Who is it? Ptah. Ptah, daughter of Ptah. What is she? She's Ma'at Kheru. She's justified or true voice. So let's read it. It says, his son Radedi, justified. His son E, justified. And of course, his daughter Sat Ptah, justified. The whole family is good natured. That's what that line is about. Let's go to the last one, because you can't leave out the wife. You know we don't leave out wives in ancient Kemet. It says Hemet, him, et, F, his, so you know it belongs to somebody. Neb, et, right? Nebet, and here's our house. Per. Here we go with the tethering rope. Ha. With the doorbolt. P. With the reed leaf. Happy. And here we go with our famous lines again. We just seen them up here. We see this is sideways. Now it's turned. So it says Ma'at Keru. Let's read that first part. Hemetef Nebet per happy Ma'at Keru. His wife, the mistress of the house. Happy, justified, or true voice. Let's go further and finish it out. Sa'at, we know we're talking about daughters. We see that feminine T, and we see his right after it, don't we? Right after it. So we go Sa'at, Meret. This is his again as well. Here's the name. T. Notice they switched the T's on us here. And notice how they only use one reed leaf here. It's understood from here, from up here. It's no problem, huh? Iti. And then what is iti? Ma'at Keru. We see it this way. 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 Not difficult reading here. So his wife, the mistress of the house, happy, justified. His daughter, his beloved, iti, justified, or true voice. So let's put it together. This is a basic Dihatep Nesu formula. A royal offering of Osiris, foremost of the Westerners, great god, lord of Abydos, and of Wetwawet, lord of the sacred land. Giving an invocation offering of bread and beer, cattle and fowl, linen and clothing, incense and oil, and every good, pure, satisfying thing. For the Ka, for the spirit of the overseer of potters, Nehi Ptah Sekhet and Pepe, who is true voice or justified, born of the house of the mistress Itet, justified or true voice. His son Radedi, justified a true voice. His son E, justified a true voice. His daughter Sa'at Ptah, justified a true voice. His wife, the mistress of the house, happy, justified a true voice. And of course, his daughter, his beloved, Iti, justified or true of voice. You can do this for your family at home. You can say these things for your family at the house. And in doing so, you'll remember your ancestors. You'll remember those who are close to you. You'll be giving praise and honor to your family members. And of course, you'll remember who you are and being a Saw, Uncle Jasaneb, Uncle Wastajed, Unc. Unc. Life, live, live. And I know my brother's over there sleep. I'm going to check the chat. Check the chat. I have a question. Yes. Can you perish after death in the paradigm? Yes. In the Amduat, and it tells you to beware of the lake. You can have a demise in the lake. You can have a demise, and this is why I believe last time we were on here, I read one of the verses that allows you to drink the water of the hellfire, where it's just purifying water. We read a couple verses concerning. Let me see. Christopher Withers. Chris, where was you at, man? Smash, where was y'all at, man? Let me go. I'm just going through some of these so I can make sure we answer some of the questions for you.
And I wanted to ask Chris or you. Let me see. Can I bring up? Can I bring this up? Give me 1 second. Wrong one.
Thank you, brother Chris.
Doo-doo-doo. Okay, let me share my screen because I found it strange. I didn't have an answer for it, but maybe you guys will know the answer to this. So yeah, over here, yeah, you see where it has. Is it showing on my
That's
screen?
the,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
Sa, and that's the it. And remember, I was showing that it says Sa, and then it
Yeah.
turns around right after it says Sa, and then it says Sa F, like his,
Yeah. So it says like right here,
which
it says he's son, but then
yeah,
over here it says sa. So I was wondering, is
yeah,
there is there something to that? Is it because is it's all messing up. Is one a determinative? Like I don't know because I've never seen that before. Basically, where
yeah.
there is
That was
two
something new
starbirds.
that I was looking at. I was like, well, this one is kind of you don't need it in this
Mm,
case, but look how they did it with the daughter. They did Sat F, his daughter, and then they do Sat later, right after. But I didn't know why they did that, and I think that's actually part of her name.
which one?
The
Which one? So right here.
yeah, see how they got Sa'at F for his daughter, and then they got
Uh,
Ptah right after, and then they
yep.
got Sat. But I think her name is Ptah Sat, if I wasn't mistaken. I have to,
Yeah. So basically, he's saying, his daughter
mhm.
is here, and then
And that's her
afterwards it's
name,
saying
Ptah.
honorific remember honorific transposition, so it's got pata at the beginning, but really and truly it's sat pata,
Yeah.
so daughter of pata.
So I'm wondering if the scribe made a mistake, and on this one he corrected it, because otherwise that Sat would be right next to the Sat F.
Now because remember we're talking about, okay, so we're talking
Turn,
about Pepe.
yeah.
So right here this one is saying this is Pepe's daughter,
Hmm.
yeah, and her name is the daughter of pata.
Yes. But see how Sat would be right next to the the other duck before Ptah if he wouldn't have used the honorific transposition. Where on the other side with the sun, he doesn't use it. That's why I say I wonder if it was a mistake from the sesh when he did it. Because look at here. We've got Sa F.
Yeah, because you got sa here,
Hmm.
so son, and then he says he son. So this is why I was confused about this one, to be honest with you. Then the question is, Red, his name, what's his name? Reddy?
Yup.
Let me just make sure.
Redidi. Redidi. Redidi
Yeah.
is,
So
which is right
Reddy.
next to it. See with the hands right there giving the offering, and the R above it right before Ma'akaru the first time in that line. So
Yeah.
Erdidi is his name, and it says son, his son Redidi, which I don't know why they had to establish. So I don't know if he's saying it to his son or if it's this son, which we've got Sod and we've got his son Erdidi.
Oh, it's here. It's here actually. It's here. Ah, there we go. 'Cause I was thinking, is it a determinative or not? It says here the presence of the second pintel dark is strange. Perhaps it is a superfluous determinative as the single stroke is missing. Otherwise, it may be an emphatic construction. The son, his son.
See, and I didn't even read that. You hooking us
Hmm.
up right now because I didn't even look at it. I'm going from the metal net. You know how I do. I ain't even.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, I don't understand why it just didn't make no sense to me. This the doubling
Yeah,
of
that
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 there.
that's and that could be. I don't know if that's ever been done before. This could be a unique stellar concern or so.
Mhm. And
But
then another thing as well, yeah, I learned that this actually should be read as well, which was like, oh snap!
absolutely. The shin.
I never knew this. Like, I don't know how I'm learning it, yeah, but it's like, so it's like, hey, I learned something new that this right here. Let me just do it like that. Yeah, this right here is supposed to be read,
Break it down,
and
brother Kalam. It's the
I
shin
don't
in the
even know.
middle.
I can't even tell you to break it down. But it's basically to
Yeah,
behold
that.
or to look at,
Yeah,
to look at
it is the thing.
the shen. So look at the sun every day, or
Yeah,
yeah, to look at the sun every day, basically, whatever the sun encircles. So this is basically like in the east, you're saying that you're going to see the sun every day, basically. Like you're going to live another day, you're going to see the sun another day. This
you
is kind of
become a
what
sun
that's.
folk. You become one of the people of the horizon. You're in the Arquette now. And if you're in the Arquette, that means you made it to the field of rushes. You made it to the field of reeds. Something I didn't even show. Let me show this family once you finish.
And
Just so
then
that oh, go ahead.
what else? What else I learned as well? Yeah, recently is that the and again I'm bouncing ideas, so you lot can correct me if I'm wrong or. But what
Oh,
I've
we got
learned
brother Prince
also,
in here.
yeah, what I've learned also is this is kind of it breaks up here where it is a royal offering that's been given to Asar, Khentimentu, the great god, Lord of Abydos, and Wapwawet. So it's given to both of these people
Right.
and as agents, and they then give it.
And,
They then give the offering
mhm,
to the beneficiary.
right.
So
Yeah.
they then give it to Pepe, basically.
Yep.
So the king gives the royal offering to the gods, and then the gods then act as agents, giving it to the deceased, which is
Yep.
something I learned new. But
Yep.
yeah,
Brother
And those
Chris,
eyes
get
at
it.
the top are actually the wedge eyes. Remember, the wedge or the waj eyes are for protection,
Mhm.
and the shin, the word shindu means to encircle or to protect. I think sometimes we look over that we see the word shin, but the encircling means encircling of protection. So shinu really means that which or one who protects. It's not a plural. I've heard people translate it as a plural,
Mhm.
but it's actually not a plural. It's a participle. Shinu, one who encases or encircles or who protects.
Mhm.
Similar to the Behedat. We got two Chris's in the building. We got the MVP and we got the Sashui. Well, what's up, brother Chris?
Father Chris says.
Nah, you know what? Shout out to you guys over here. I saw you over here doing a lesson, so I just wanted to come and show you some support as always, and to you
I'm
brothers
humble.
up here. And that's it. Yeah, that's all.
Mhm.
That's all. Yep. Shout out to Kalam. How you doing, brother?
Love, King, love, love. When are we gonna get you up here to present? That's what I want to know.
Tomorrow. Look,
you know, it depends on what you guys want me to present on. You know what I'm saying? I really deal with comparative mythology, anthropology, and history. So it depends on what you would like for me to present on. Um, Mainly, I deal with, and I love dealing with comparative mythology and its origins. So that's probably what I deal with. But I don't want to take away from my brother Asar. So if you want to, just reach out to me at Chris Harris 313 @gmail.com. And
Got it.
the
No problem.
MVP has spoken, brother Withers.
MVP. Okay. Yeah, brother Withers, did you said you got some corrections? So
Yeah. I think you covered most of them. After that verb D, you have the dependent pronoun sin, and you said it right. Right. The king gives Wusir and Web Wawet, and then Web Wawet and Wusir presents it to, the family and to Pepe,
Mhm.
and then it goes down from there. Yeah, absolutely. And I was saying that
Sachini.
the Wednesday eyes are normally for protection, right? To watch to be healthy, or to be I guess to be healthy or to be prosperous. And then the Shinu, I don't know if you heard me, but I was saying Shinu. Sometimes people translate Shinu as a plural,
Mhm.
but the word Shin means to encircle, but it also means to protect. Like the wings of Aset, when she puts her wings around you, so it's kind of a more of a protection that's on the piece. So Shinu means one who protects, or one who encircles.
We'll give an example. The king's name is in the shin because it's protected,
Right.
and so
Protection on it.
that circle was to protect you. Like I said, it comes over there similar to the birthplace of the gods as well. To disrespect the king or to try to show he has no protection, you would go in and you would defile his lines, defile his name, or you would break that shin, or in the case of Necharu, you would always draw a set with an arrow for his tail, because the arrow would be killing him, or you would do something to the figure showing that they've been dismantled when you wrote it.
Yeah, just like the name. Yeah, break the shin up. Yeah.
And then there's another thing that I have, usually the formulas, right, are, the king gives this, and then the gods give it to this person. And then you get the offerings, exactly what the offerings are.
Yeah.
Then you get, the like wrapping it up to say, everything good and pure, etc., etc.
Mhm.
And then it tells you, the person, this is given to the spirit of such and such person, who, his job role, his titles, etc. Right?
Mhm.
But for me, it gets a bit different, because it usually stops there, and it doesn't have like the children's name and the wife's name.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, what is that about?
That's why I picked this one, because this is this is covering the whole family here.
Yeah,
It's giving
because usually
praise to the whole family.
it's honoring, the deceased, which is this person here. But why does it have everybody else being Ma'at Keru, and even it saying Ma'at Keru rather than Ma'ach Keru? I was
Yeah, and I was
wondering.
gonna say that one of those names should be feminine. That Sat.
His daughter, yeah.
Yeah, one of those Sats should be feminine, because right there, right in front of her, it says Ma'at Cheru Redit. So it probably should say Redidit. Redidit. So it's a braille loaf missing somewhere. That probably should be Sat F Redidit Ma'at Cheru.
And to answer our
Ah,
brother Donnell's question, because Donnell, our brother, he said, if you can live eternally or perish, it would have to be a power that decides, and this power would have to possess wisdom, mercy, and would have to judge to do so. So that's what that's what the natural are. That's also what your ancestors are.
so hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, because no, hold on. Let me
What you
just make
see.
sure I'm saying what I'm seeing. All right, because for me, yeah. All right, so we got for the spirit of and so forth, right? Over here, it has Ma'acheru. Let me see that right here. So it's saying, Seka, Nehi Pata Seka en Pepe, Ma'acheru. Yeah. Born of the lady of the house, Itit Ma'atcheru. So as you can see, it's got the T ending right here, yeah.
Yep.
And then for his son, um, for his sons, for all the sons, right, it's got a T,
Ma'at. Yeah. As
Ma'at
opposed to
ending.
Ma'at.
Ma'at, they've all got T endings, right? So maybe, how can I put it? How can I put it? Maybe that's not a mistake. Maybe that's they're different for a reason, to kind of signify that they're still living.
That could
How
be
can I?
the case. That could be. I don't know
Mm.
if I need to compare some sacerdotal text with some the other
Because
kind of
yeah,
text. Let's see if that's the case. That could be the
because
case.
over here his wife is Maat Keru. They're all Maat Keru, right?
Yup.
Apart from him, there is clearly a differentiation right there, where
He's
he
Ma'at.
is Maat Keru.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, no, because he's Ma'at Keru at the end, but in the middle he's
which
he's
one on the
Ma'at.
end? Sorry,
So where it says oil every good, no, actually, no, that's not true either. Yeah, it is. It right there. So it says Ma'at Keru in the middle, right after Pataseker, Pepe. It says
hmm
Ma'a Keru, Mesu, and Nebet Peris Peret Iti. And then it says Ma'at Keru
that's the
at the
wife.
for her. And she
That's the wife. That's the wife or the daughter. Sorry,
oh,
wife or his mother.
well
Because
she's Pata, what's her name? So I'm assuming where did
this
no,
one,
it
this
says
one
his
here,
wife is at the bottom. Her name is Happy.
yeah,
So and his daughter's name is Patasik. His daughter name was Sat Pata.
because he's saying that he's born of the mistress of the house, which
Right.
is
So that's his mother.
Iti.
His mama.
So his
Right.
mother, and she is Ma'at Keru.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna
Whereas
look into that.
everybody else, he's making mention of his son, which is Ma'acheru. He's making mention of his other son, who is also Ma'acheru, Ma'at Keru. Then he mentions the daughter, which is
Ma'at Keru.
Ma'acheru, the
She's
daughter
Sat
of the
Pata.
Ma'acheru.
Sat
Then his
Ma'at.
wife,
Then
the
here's his
lady of
wife.
the house, Happy, she is
Ma'at.
Ma'acheru as well. And then his beloved Iti Ma'at Keru.
We need to check, see if that's a mistake or if that's the case where the still living is covered with Ma'at as opposed. It reminds me of
Yeah, I've
when it
never heard the
says
living had that term applied to him. Normally, when they say Ma'acheru, that means you've made a transition.
Mhm.
I've never heard that term used to describe the living.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about I wish they wouldn't have stole my USB ports. There's a Stele in the Cairo Museum I took pictures of.
Unless the bread loaf is just the purpose here described got kind of carried away with the bread loaves.
Right. Everything is Ma'at.
Right.
Looking
Where
it up.
is it?
I tell
Yeah,
you
I'm
what.
looking. I mean, because I need to know. So okay. So if it is a noun, what would it be? Is it a noun? Is it a verb?
There it
Yes,
is.
the thing with nouns, two nouns together don't need to agree in gender. You can have a
Correct.
feminine noun tagged onto a masculine noun, but now adjectives and participles and relatives have to agree with the noun in gender and number.
Mhm.
So using a feminine noun next to a masculine noun is not a no. You can
Mhm.
you can get away with that.
Because to say ma'acheru, it's supposed to be a verb, right?
Yeah.
Well, it can be a verb, but also can be right. It can be a noun as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So let
So
me just
there's
see.
the noun right below it. It says truth, righteousness, and justice.
Right. So it can act as verbally and as a noun as well.
And then the other
And
one
then
says
it can act as a noun. So it can act as a verb and noun.
Yeah.
see, I done got him woke up. He was sleepy.
You really
Time.
have, I was sleeping, man.
He was like, "It's midnight over here, brother." I said, let me show something while you digging that up real quick, if you don't mind."
Yeah. Go ahead.
That'll give you time.
Let me. Yeah, I can't find anything. It's all to be justified, to be vindicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna give you guys some stuff that you guys can pull up easy. Let me make this bigger for you. when we're talking about that field, oh, go ahead, brother Chris.
No, I was going to say why you find that. I was going to make mention. I was going to just put out a little word of warning. I think sometimes people, when looking up Medu-Neter words, I think we got to remember that dictionaries and word databases are just that, right? They normally don't give you the inflected verb forms or the declined nouns, right? They normally don't give you that. So then sometimes we'll just scrap and say, oh, well, damn, that's not in a, the
syntax I'm looking for. Yeah.
Like, for example, today me and Smash is talking about the word shem, to go. But in the old kingdom, but in the old kingdom, when you make it imperative, it's ishem or ishemet.
Yeah.
If you put that in the dictionary, you won't find that in the dictionary.
Yep.
Right. So that prefix, that verb form, you're not going to find it as an ishem like that. Yeah.
And then anyway, when you add the T to a weak verb, it is a
you nominalize it. So verbal nouns,
it's an verb. We're talking about a verb. So I think you make it into an infinitive state, right? I think.
Well, infinitive verbs, right?
It depends on the syntax. Yeah.
Right. Weak infinitive verbs. If you add a T to it, it's still masculine verb form, but weak infinitive verbs get a T at the end when you write them as hair plus infinitive forms or M plus infinitive or hef plus infinitive forms.
Right.
So I'm saying, is it this person? It's not in a. How can I put it? Being ma'acheru is that you have already been judged as true of voice, right?
Right.
If you're saying you're ma'acheru, you're still in the you are true, but you're continually being true at this present moment in time.
You're alive. Yeah.
If that makes any sense, I'm trying to make that make sense.
You're trying to see if it breaks down to being alive when you use one and dead or transform.
So like when we say ma'at as a verb, right? It means ma'at means like true, vindicated,
to be true,
but to be true. But when you're saying, how do you put the process of it? So the ing, the infinitive, how do you make true infinitive?
Right, and that's what I was going to say. So to make it a gerund, as we call it in English sometimes, I've often translated ma'acheru as one who is true of voice. So what happens is when you put the bread loaf on ma'at sometimes, there are participle forms where you can use the T. And that's why that feminine T can get you in trouble sometimes.
Yes.
But it's still feminine. But you can translate ma'at as one who is true, and the one who is true, the bread loaf becomes the entity, right? Because participles have implicit entities, right? You don't see the entity on the participle itself. So when you say ma'at, you can also translate it as one who is true when describing, we're talking about an individual. So that bread loaf at the end not only makes it feminine, right? But you can make it into an adjective, like as saying one who is true of voice.
Yeah, and this is why I keep saying it depends on the syntax. Because the syntax is the sentence that is used in. So depending on how the sentence uses it is going to tell its function. So without the syntax, it's difficult to tell the functionality of it. And so that's important for most words in Medu-Neter.
Right. And I think Kalam is talking about too, how do you make a verb a noun? So one way to make a verb into a noun is by putting a bread loaf on it, either make it an infinitive, or if you put a bread loaf on it, it also can become a relative
adjective. Yeah.
So
but not a descriptive adjective though. Got to be careful because that happened earlier today too.
We're gonna fight about that. No, I'm just
right. You have descriptive adjectives will come after the noun, but then you have adjectival predicates where the adjective becomes before the noun, and it doesn't have to agree in gender and number.
Exactly.
So see, that could throw somebody off. So they'll see Kim, and then they may see Z, and they say, "See the black man," but that's not what it's saying though.
See, we're gonna fight about that. No,
I mean, but according to the,
I'm just playing, man.
Some people say, strict grammar rules. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can bend them and flex them around a little bit, but but we have to learn these differences between adjectival predicates and descriptive adjectives.
Absolutely.
We have to learn those differences.
Speaking
So
of
family.
which,
Oh, hey, Smash is up in the. Come on, I didn't even see him.
Smash in the
You know?
building. Come on in the
He's
building.
up in the
mate.
building, baby.
Yes.
Yo, family, like yeah.
Put
Listen,
some arrows in the chat, man.
the
Let's go
arrows,
again.
man, arrows. Well,
Let
family,
me
I'm trying to
say
go.
something.
I'm trying to go bed. You know.
I
Okay,
know
this is
you're
what I'm
trying
gonna
to
do.
black out. That's why I
This
said I was going
this
to be
is what
quick
I'm
for
gonna
you.
do. Yeah, you close out the show when you're ready. Yeah, I'm.
Okay.
Sugar, I can't even make you close out the show. I'm just gonna be off
lay
air for a
down,
hot
brother.
minute. Let me lie down. Let me lie down. I'm not even here. Do your thing.
Let me say something real quick before we get off. I'm gonna let Smash get busy. So here we've got a proper noun, as our brother Chris is breaking down. This is Sekhet-Aaru. Okay, this is fill the reeds. What we're looking at, we've got our towel that you usually see over the back of chairs. You've got the placenta, which is AA1. We've got the T. This is Sekhet. Okay, and it's followed by a determiner, which is this field right here, M20. That's Sekhet physically. So you see it. It's got reeds and it's in a field, these little lines right here popping up. Then we go to Aaru, which starts with this A, M17, and goes to the long A, the hawk vulture. It extends into our mouth, which is an R. And then we've got our quell chick to make the U sound or the W sign, Aaru. And then we have our determiner. We've got reeds. So we've got Sekhet. Here's our determiner in the middle. Aaru. Here's our other determiner at the end. So the field of reeds. Go ahead, Brother Smash. Uh-oh, Smash, we can't hear you. Smash is probably speaking, but we can't hear him.
No, Smash isn't here. I'm just saying he was in the whatchamacallit.
Oh, he in the chat? Okay.
Chat,
I thought
yeah.
he was in the building. Brother
Family,
Chris,
show some
down.
love. Hit the like button. If you're new subscriber, make sure you hit the notification button as well, so you're notified for all upcoming shows as well. But yeah, try to close it down as soon as possible though, because obviously you want to keep the show nice and short. But
yeah, I'm gonna let Brother Chris say his last, and I'm gonna kill it. Shout out to my man Pan Africans Design, Pacola's son, everybody in the building.
No, that was it. That's all I had to say. I'm good. It's a great show. I came in kind of late, but yeah, that's a nice piece though you worked on, man. I like that. That's a nice piece.
Thanks, man. That means a lot coming from you, brother.
That's a nice piece right there.
Chris is our edifying grammar scholar on deck, and he knows that grammar. You be on that grammar, man. I'll be like, I know some grammar, but goddamn, yeah, bro. You teach English, right?
Nah, man.
No.
Nah, I'm actually a physics professor. I teach physics.
Wow, man.
I don't say much. I just look. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like you. I just dip in and look. You know what I mean? And
make it quick, man. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Like I said, I make it short for my brother because I know I was car shopping earlier today. I had to go grab a car, a different car. ETE Imatep Seni Senet Ankwastajet Uncle Jaseneb Dua. We thank you, and thank you some more for listening to us. It's your sin, Brother Ausar, our Saber Chris Withers in the building. Saber Kalam is tired and dizzy. Saber Smash is arrowing y'all up in the chat. He knows what's going on. So we will see you soon. Stay tuned. Heck in the Chair is the channel. HKN, new word NTR. That's where you can find a lot of the stuff I do. Enjoy the moments.
Man, family, love, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And again, hopefully the next show will be Chris. Presenting some information for us. I can't wait. All right, family tree, love, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.